Tonight, operations at Port Augusta's Bungala solar farm thrown into disarray, and a Port Lincoln pig producer bringing a new menu item to the foreshore.
This is Southern Cross News with Abby Donaldson.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Operations at Port Augusta's Bungala solar farm have been thrown into disarray after reports the electrical contractor withdrew over 60 of his workers from the site. The drastic action comes after the managing director of the company was reportedly banned from the site. Garth Burley has the details.
The situation here at the Bungala solar farm is heating up, with an estimated 70 workers employed by contractor Keatley Electrical today pulled from the site. A union rep claims that the managing director of Keatley Electrical has been banned from the site following an internal investigation into a serious safety incident. It's alleged that he attempted to enter the facility today and, when refused, withdrew his entire workforce, totally suspending all electrical work on the solar farm site.
And because it's an electrical project for solar panels, that all stops.
The Pig Mining and Energy Union says workers are concerned their futures are up in the air.
They're worried whether they've got a job tomorrow. They have no idea.
They also claim that this action will throw a cloud of uncertainty over the electrical contract for the proposed 275 megawatt site.
It'll blow a timeline out, costs blow out, and it's like a domino effect.
It remains unclear whether electrical workers will turn up to the site again tomorrow, and if they will be allowed to work.
The man allegedly at the centre of a police standoff in Wallaroo last month has been extradited to South Australia today. Conan Taylor was arrested in Mindindi earlier this week, about an hour's drive from Broken Hill. Conan allegedly eluded police after a 9-hour siege in Wallaroo in August and had 28 warrants out for his arrest. He appeared in Broken Hill local court yesterday before being extradited back to SA, where he faces a number of firearms charges. Kimber Mayor Dean Johnson has finally met with the State Health Minister regarding the doctor crisis in the town. It comes after he quit the local health board over frustrations with the lack of medical professionals in the region.
For the better part of 4 years, Kimber has been without a full-time GP. The situation reached boiling point last week, with Mayor Dean Johnson quitting as local health board chair, frustrated at government for its lack of support. A fortnight on, he's met Health Minister Stephen Wade in Adelaide.
He has committed to come out to the Eyre Peninsula. He's meeting with several communities, including Kimber. But we have a commitment.
But Mayor Johnson says the meeting itself isn't the antidote. He's told the minister the government has to actively help in the search for a full-time doctor.
We're not getting the support that we need to recruit these doctors. It really is not a local government issue. It should be provided higher up.
But for now, the ball's in the town's court, with council to deliver a report on how to find a cure.
Sit down and write a paper and suggest some solutions as we see them.
While Kimber's needs are his main focus, Mayor Johnson says they're just a canary in the coal mine. He says it isn't a one-town issue in the region, with other areas calling him and describing a similar prognosis.
There's Cowal, there's Streaky Bay, there's Port Augusta. There's even issues in Waiala that we've had raised as well.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
Port Pirie's airport has become a temporary airbase for the Country Fire Service. Pilots and air crews have undergone a week-long training course to prepare for this year's bushfire season.
Regional Australians are all too familiar with the burden of bushfire season. Thankfully, residents from across the state can now look to the skies for an answer. Port Pirie's airport has been transformed into a temporary CFS training facility, with volunteers conducting an air observation course.
So we've got 8 trainees and then 4 trainer assessors, a couple of support personnel and some logistics people. The
trainees are being taught to look for various signs on the ground for indications of wind speed, fuel types and the fire's direction of travel. Fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters and 4-wheel drives have been used during the week-long exercises.
Gathering aerial intelligence of fire operations to provide back to ground crews and provide public information to the community in a timely fashion.
Both pilots and aircrew have been tirelessly conducting drills in preparation for a worst-case scenario. Port Pirie's airport is an ideal location to run simulations due to its close proximity to the Southern Flinders Ranges and local farming districts.
We found that getting out of Adelaide and getting to regional centre to do the training, the airport is very good. It's got multiple direction runways.
A warm, dry winter has increased the risk for this fire season, making it important for locals to remain vigilant and be bushfire ready. Dominic Beaton, Southern Cross News.
A Wallaroo man has been reported for drink driving after being stopped on the side of the road at Kadina. The 51-year-old man allegedly recorded a blood alcohol reading of 0.116. That's 3 times over the legal limit. He lost his licence for 6 months and had his car clamped. Port Lincoln schools have received nearly $14,000 in sports gear from Coles this month. It's all thanks to the community collecting more than 347,000 vouchers through the Sports for Schools program.
It's ball mania across Port Lincoln schools and the kids couldn't be happier.
Oh, I'm excited because now I can play football with my friend Phoenix and Charlie.
I'm so excited because it feels like the school's more live with all these balls because everybody's playing around instead of sitting around. It's really exciting so we can play sport at recess and lunch all the time.
It's all thanks to the Coles Sports for Schools program where shoppers collected vouchers at the supermarkets. And with $14,000 worth of equipment going to schools across Port Lincoln, it was the St Joseph's School that received the most, collecting a whopping 52,000 vouchers.
Receiving the equipment's fantastic and it's such an advantage for us because our PE budget can only go so far.
And it's been a big community effort.
A couple of comments when I put them into rooms was, oh, I put some tickets into our box, or my nana put some tickets in, so it's really good for them to feel that they're giving back as well and that they're actually getting something back.
With the classrooms now filled with balls of all shapes and sizes, the students have only one thing left to say.
Thank you. I'd like to say a big thank you to Coles and all the mums and dads who put tickets in our box.
Casey Trelaw, Southern Cross News.
Still to come tonight, Port Lincoln may be known for its seafood, but there's a new menu item coming to the foreshore soon. And if you're a fan of metal music, you'll want to be in Port Pirie this weekend. That's coming up. Well, Port Lincoln is known as the seafood frontier, but there's a new menu item coming to the foreshore soon, with a pork-inspired bistro getting ready to open its doors.
From a local renowned builder to an award-winning pig producer, Jason Stevenson is set to embark on his next big challenge, providing a unique culinary experience.
It's just a huge opportunity for us to bring something new to the town and to showcase our product.
With less than 24 hours until opening time, we got a sneak peek into what diners can expect from the Eyre Peninsula and beyond.
Our inspiration is going to be focused a lot around obviously pork, lamb and beef, mainly from the Eyre Peninsula.
And the venue is expected to only get bigger, with an exclusive offering of pig on a spit.
Fumo is the Italian word for smoke, so stage 2 of the project is an outdoor kitchen out the back where we're doing spits, meats, everything cooked over charcoal, so lots of smoke.
However, customers will need to wait a little while longer to pair their favourite drops with their dinner.
We will be looking to serve alcohol mid-October, but we are a food-focused venue, so that will complement our food, but it's not what we're about.
The public can get its first taste of Fumo 28 when it opens its doors tomorrow from 7 a.m. for breakfast and lunch, with the exciting dinner menu to be launched on Wednesday night.
It's been a long time coming, and to actually be opening tomorrow is huge.
Casey Trelaw, Southern Cross News.
Well, believe it or not, Christmas is only 95 days away, and Broken Hill South Rotary Club are making sure all goes to plan for their pageant this year. They're encouraging community groups, businesses and anyone else to get their float nominations in for the street parade.
It'd be really good if we could get a full load with 3 months to go. It seems to bring everyone together in the beginning of the festive season.
The Broken Hill Christmas pageant will be held on the first Saturday of December. Whyala's Eyre High is one of 3 schools nationwide nominated for a National Training Award. The school's been recognised for its Pathways program, which has boosted the number of students completing school.
There's no relaxing Fridays for these students. 160 of them from across the region are taking part in the Vocational Education Pathway program. From barista to electronics to hairdressing, students are getting hands-on experience in their future careers.
As of next year, we'll be offering almost 20 vocational training courses, all aligned to different pathways for students. So it really gives them a choice.
And it's been recognised at a national level. Air High is one of 3 schools nominated at the National Training Awards in the School Pathways category. They'll head to Sydney in November to present to a judging panel. Mr. Cloden says it's producing results, with more kids completing school through the pathway.
We've almost doubled the amount of kids getting their SACE because of the access to vocational training for them.
Mr. Cloden says the community itself also deserves credit for its success. TAFE provides the facilities, while UniSA provides accommodation for out-of-town students. And the business community is also strongly involved.
We've got major employers here in the town that are working really closely with us. They're providing work experience options.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
Broken Hills Local Council is looking to rejuvenate the city's street lights. The old ones are reaching the end of their lifespan, with council looking to install modern LED fixtures at a great benefit to the community.
LED lights provide a number of benefits, obviously better lighting, you can see better with LED, but also provides cost savings to council. So council will be looking to save around $300,000 a year on its street lighting bill once this program's rolled out across the city.
While the program is in its early stages, council is excited for the amount of money the new LED streetlights could save down the track. The Port Augusta Library has launched an eerie cemetery tour telling the stories of the names behind the graves. Originally meant to be a one-off event, high demand has forced organisers to schedule more dates in the graveyard.
Taking a late-night stroll through the cemetery may not be everyone's evening ambition. But for these history buffs, it's the perfect way to learn the buried stories of Port Augusta residents.
One of the areas to find local history is to wander around a cemetery, because behind every headstone there's a story.
The history tour stops by the graves of 7 prominent figures of olden-day Port Augusta, including the grandfather of former Mayor Joy Baluch, and uses a portable projector to help tell the story. And it creates a lot of interest, that you're not just talking to a headstone, we're talking to about a person. The idea was sparked after retired detective Ian Backshaw came across a trail of research which led him to the grave of a former policeman accidentally shot by a colleague.
When you get into it and you look into some of the people, it's quite extraordinary.
And a surge of popularity for the first tour created a wait list of over 50 people, forcing organisers to open more sessions.
I thought we'd probably do one and that'd be the end of it, and here we are doing number 5.
I think it's great that the Historical Society will introduce some people that are buried here that we have no idea that they're there and what they've done in the past.
For anyone who's missed out, there's always next year.
People are already asking us, can they come next year? Where can they book?
Garth Burley, Southern Cross News.
Oh, I don't think I'd be brave enough for that. Well, if you're a fan of metal music, you'll want to be in Port Pirie this weekend. The Metal United Down Under Festival will be coming to the Mid-North again and is one of 13 locations to hold the event nationwide.
It's that time of year where metalheads turn their eyes to Port Pirie for a night of music mayhem. Metal United Down Under is celebrating its 2nd birthday, the Terrible Twos, in town this weekend.
Oh, we're really hoping to pack the place. I think that's everyone's dream. But I think I reckon people should get down early, because I reckon this is going to be a big day, and I reckon we've got people coming from Adelaide. We've got people coming from the Riverland. It's a music festival that gives local musos a rare chance to rock out to some of their favourite bands without having to travel all the way to a capital city.
This is one main thing behind this Metal United Down Under, not just having it in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, like where every show tours. We really want to get involved so many local cities and towns as possible. This year is expected to be bigger than the one before, with the addition of some interstate acts, sponsorship from New Star, and punters may even see local member Jeff Brock in the mosh pits. But, putting all the big names aside, the festival's primary concern is giving the fans what they want.
The last show we did, there was a couple guys standing in the corner that were like 14, 15 years old, and they were loving it, and that's sort of what makes it for me, yeah.
Metal United Down Under!
Dominic Beaton, Southern Cross News.
Stay with us after the break. It's grand final time in Port Lincoln footy, and in the weather it's going to be a stunning spring weekend. I'll have all the local weather details next. Hello again. Well, there's just one more local footy grand final to play this season across our regions, and it's the Port Lincoln Football League. And here's what our local footy tipster has to say about tomorrow's game.
Welcome to Port Lincoln Footy Tips and the 2018 Grand Final, where Tasmans are taking on Waybacks. Tasmans have had the upper hand this year, however, with a couple of key coaching decisions last game, Waybacks was able to get the win. For Waybacks, Jonty Steele up forward, kicking 8 goals in his last game, presents a real issue for Tasmans. For Tasmans, ruckman Reece Kell should be giving their midfield first use. The enigma Yowie Wagner, leading goal kicker for 2018, once he's on fire, he is unstoppable. Waybacks are going to try and clog up this game, and Tasmans, they're going to try and open it up with a lot of running into space. I think to half-time it's going to be pretty close, but with the youth Tasman have on their side and their run, I'm tipping Tasmans to run away and win this one by 4 goals.
That'll be one to watch for sure. And it's the beginning of the Knockout Cup in Whyalla Soccer this weekend. Here's Sean Sheedy.
Welcome to Whyalla Soccer. This weekend we have the 4th versus 5th in the Bill Patterson Association Cup. Wanderers are coming off a bye. Westlands had a tough game against Steele. The game will be played at Dacalanta Park on Saturday. I'm going to be tipping Westlands.
And time now to see what the weather has in store for us. Well, it was a gorgeous looking day today. 26 was the max for Port Augusta, and Whyalla and Port Pirie both saw tops of 24. Taking a look at the satellite now, and patchy cloud over southern parts of SA with onshore winds is triggering the odd shower. Skies are clear elsewhere. On the waters for your Saturday, southerly winds with seas up to 15 knots, seas at a metre with a south-southwesterly swell, looking gorgeous there, and sunrise is at 11 past 6. Well, hello summer. The mercury will rise into the mid to high 20s for most centres tomorrow. A very warm 29 the top for Port Augusta. Whyalla and Broken Hill heading for a top of 26, and a mix of sunshine and cloud around the EP. 20 the top for Port Lincoln and Coffin Bay. And it's a similar sunny story for Sunday and the start of next week. 20 the max for Port Lincoln, and temps will remain in the high teens to low 20s over the coming days. A warmer one in Woodna, a sunny 27 for Monday. And gee whiz, there's certainly no shortage of sunshine. Whyalla will see a top of 22 for Sunday and Monday. It's going to feel more like summer in Port Augusta this weekend as temps reach the high 20s, and pleasant conditions for Kadina over the weekend as well. 21 for Monday and Tuesday. And last but not least, sunny skies for Port Pirie with temps in the mid-20s, 19 the top for Clare this weekend, and fine for Broken Hill, but cooling off slightly for Monday, 21 the top, before it warms back up to 23 degrees. So certainly stunning conditions in store for the weekend. And that's all from the team this Friday. Thanks for your company, have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday. Good night.